couple of the guys that I most like talking about. Two of the best American players that there are, Sheth and QXC.
Yeah, they have had a lot of competition though, with so many people joining America. It's not hard to be one of the best players in America.
Violet's now American.
Yes.
Stefano now American.
Stefano, all of these guys, man.
Apparently Sleep is American too.
Yes, Sleep is American. BCQT, there's some rumors around him that he's going to be American.
Yep.
Man.
One day Target will be American?
Yes, I actually think that, hey, maybe if I get good, I'll be American too.
You already are American, Kev.
No.
You just haven't gotten the blue book yet.
No, the moment I got the blue book, I'll be American.
But you can never bet against the Eagles.
One more trip to Vegas and I'll probably have one by accident.
I took Kev to like the most American barbershop of all time. It's like you walk in, they've got like the seats down one side and then the barber chairs down the other. You can get your straight razor shave there. I'm gonna go get a straight shave on Tuesday, I think.
How did you go from like being American to the barbershop?
Because that barbershop felt so American to me. Like I was sitting there getting my hair cut and they have a big statue of the eagle up on the wall. You didn't even see it, did you?
Yeah, I saw the eagle.
You saw the eagle?
Yeah, it was pretty badass.
Most American barbershop ever.
I think the most American thing about you, Ben, is the bitter truck.
That's, of course.
Ben's truck is really as American as a truck could possibly be.
I think I'm going to get an American flag like painted on the back window.
I really think if I would be an environmental lawyer that I can be your friend when you drive that thing.
Oh, that makes me sad.
Fortunately, Ben, you don't have to worry about that. I'm not smart enough. Because if I was so smart, I wouldn't still be making void rays. Just kidding. I don't make that many void rays. What? You know it's true.
My lips are sealed. Your secret's safe with me, Kev.
It's not that much of a secret anymore, man.
Alright, Sheth versus QXC. We've got the hatch first from Sheth, and looks like QXC is going to be playing a gasless fast expand. Ohana has become probably my favorite map at the NASL. It seems like every game we get here is just excellent. It's a truly balanced map, at least pertaining to our games. I don't know what the global balance is for Ohana, but at the NASL it's so even.
Yep.
It's also the most played map at the NASL.
Yeah, so that's a good sign that not only we like it, but the players like it as well. I mean, for instance, I'm a big fan of Crevasse, but Ben doesn't like Crevasse.
Crevasse is so stupid.
No, I actually made like 10. I logged into all my Battle.net accounts and I kept voting for Crevasse, and Ben got really angry at me. Like, Crevasse is such a bad map. If it gets in the map pool, I don't think I can ever look you in the eye anymore. It's like, relax, man. It's a pretty good map.
You just like it because it's snowy.
Yeah, it's like the only good snowy map.
But it's not even good. You could have just voted for Belshire Winter.
No. I like. I think Crevasse is a good map. I still think so. But we may differ from opinions on that one, Ben. QXC did play on Ohana last week as well, where he played against Moro, and he had an absolutely fantastic game. If you guys haven't seen that game, we're really not saying that just to make you guys watch these games, but it was a really good game. Make sure to check it out. You can just find it on YouTube. If you search QXC versus Moro Ohana, it will instantly pop up. And it's definitely worth watching after this broadcast, because that was a really, really high-level game as well.
Yep, youtube.com/NAStarLeague. Our YouTube channel really is pretty awesome, because it's well-sorted. You can just go to that channel. You can search for the player you want to watch. You can see 1080p on all the what is going on in.
Yeah, this is like
what the hell is this? This is like the silliest bunker I've ever seen. QXC gonna do a little, I guess, leapfrog pressure, but he's gonna lose that SCV and even gonna lose a couple of these Marines.
Well, Ben, this bunker might be the answer to quick creep spread.
Oh, okay, I can sort of see the logic there. That makes a little bit of sense. Yeah, because I guess if Sheth wants to kill it, he's going to have to kind of commit to it, which means making more units. The problem that I have with it is all QXC's units are on the wrong side of the map, and so now he's got lings that...
Like, if you would take a screenshot of this, man, and just, like, put it like this, and then, like, tweet it to David Kim, like, is this what you had in mind for the metagame? It's like this.
Blizzard, time to patch the bunker again.
Blizzard's like, that's still not what we had in mind, but okay, we'll roll with it.
Like, what's going to the minds of the Marines that get sent to live in this bunker? It's like, hey guys, we got a mission for you. You're gonna go live on the Zerg side of the map.
Yes. But don't be worried. No, don't be worried. You guys get a bunker. You'll be safe. Big
retirement plan. When you die, your families will be handsomely rewarded.
These guys are kind of like in that one movie where what's that?
Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, Black Hawk Down, where like the convoy forgets them, and these like guys are like, "Oh, don't worry, the convoy's coming soon."
Oh.
It's like, I don't know. I don't think he's
so
coming.
Sad.
Yeah, that was very sad.
Sheth doing the well, actually no. Sheth's got a lot of gas being mined. What are you doing, Sheth?
Maybe Rocheling, but
I have no idea. He's on 3 geysers, layer tech. I'm sorry, no layer tech.
No, or he's just going layer right now, and then he's gonna play Multilis.
Yeah, alright, that makes sense.
Oh, he's morphing in double evolution chamber right now.
Maybe he's going to start his upgrades and then start his lair so that they all line up for
Maybe 2/2 Baneling Boss, man.
That's a really good build. It's one of my favorite builds, in fact. And QXC is not looking like he's going to have tanks out with any sort of haste, so that could be what we see.
I hear a Marine shooting at something, man.
It's shooting at
the BCQT supply depot.
Yep. This bunker's still just kind of
The Marines are starting to get worried now. It's like, where's that convoy? Oh, we have Hellion as backup. Hey, that's actually very smart because these Hellions, they do support it. Like the bunker would instantly get surrounded by a couple of Zerglings. Man, I actually like we're making fun of this, but this is brilliant.
Initially we were making fun of it, but you make a really good point. And it's going to be very, very hard for Sheth to push this creep any farther. Like, really. He's going to have to commit so many units to it. Now he's starting to make some lings, and when he commits those lings, he will be able to break out. But how many is he going to lose?
Yeah.
There's even a SCV here to do some repair.
He's going to need a ton of Zerglings, man, because there are 3 Hellions here now already. I'm not sure if we're going to have more Hellions. Nope, QXC switched up the factory with the barracks, but still.
QXC breaking the metagame. Now, we never did our predictions, Kev. Let's make those before this game gets decided.
That is true, and I actually went what I think, or at least what most people think or would consider a small upset. I think that QXC is going to win this, and I predicted QXC to win it.
You showed some awesome games against Sheth last week. Here we go. Sheth is going to try to break out. I did choose Sheth to win this series. Nice control there by QXC, really kiting these lings well. Look at the
all the aliens are still alive. The bunker is going to fall, though.
So many lings getting killed, though. Like, I think that was so worth it. Man, those poor Marines, they are doomed to die a horrible death.
That convoy, man.
But that delayed. Look at this. 9 minutes into the game, it took Targa 8 minutes to cover half of Daybreak, and now finally after 9 minutes, Sheth's able to get his creep just down his ramp. Yeah,
it's completely worth it. It's awesome. I really loved how QXC opened over here. He's at 42 SCVs right now. His third command center is about to go up. Well, you can see Liquid Chef at 51 drones. He just morphed a couple of things in, so he's at 49 right now. But I think QXC is perfectly fine with this. He can live with that.
Sheth's going to be playing Festerling.
Yeah, he's researching Burrow as well.
Oh man, I had a really good point, and then it left me. Shoot. Oh yeah, resources lost. You can just see how much more cost-effective QXC was in denying that creep using that bunker than Sheth was. He really traded very well there.
Burrow is being researched as well. And Sheth is making additional links right now, and that's definitely what he needs, because he only has 32 links against all these teamed Marines. That probably wouldn't have been enough, but with those additional links, he's going to be more than fine.
What is scary is the potential of a counterattack here. There's a lot of lings out on the
I think Sheth is going to end up losing this hatch right now. Very smart movement by QXC so far. Sheth is going to try to get back in position with all the Zerglings, but I think he's going to end up losing the hatch.
Oh, the fact that he came all the way back, I think, was a mistake. If he had countered, he would have done catastrophic damage in the natural, but he did come back, loses the hatch anyway, and now QXC is going to go ahead and drop. This could be an overcommitment.
Yeah, all those queens are there as well.
Oh, Marines getting surrounded. QXC lifts up and gets out of there. Actually doesn't lose anything.
Wow, he's actually going to pick up that Overlord now as well.
Oh, nice control there by QXC. Oh, need to evacuate again.
And he does.
Billy gets killed. Always Billy.
Really good job by QXC over there. QXC right now at 52 SCVs, only 55 drones for Sheth. Sheth is researching patching glands.
Fast hive.
Yeah, and really quick hive right now. Wow, 11 minutes and 50 seconds. That's how Tifo loves to play. And now whenever I say this, it actually makes sense, because now Tifo has been at MLG, so the rest of the world has actually seen Tifo play as well. Even though we've seen him playing a certain style like that since pretty much the first days of Go for StarCraft 2.
Awesome positioning here by QXC. We'll get surrounded. He's probably going to want to lift up and get out of there. This time losing a few more Marines, but he was positioned to deny that fourth base. Yeah, Sheth has a ton of lings out.
He has to be careful with that one medevac right now. The queen is here, Ben. I think that queen could pick up the medevac straight away.
She could, but
QXC would have waited.
Fire right now. Loads up into the unhurt medevac, which is very smart.
Did you see that, by the way, Ben? If QXC would have waited, let's say, 3 seconds, because Sheth wanted to move all the links over here to the left bottom side of the map. A little bit unfortunate. Perhaps QXC is going to try to drop once more, but Sheth is right on top of that, having Zerglings in position. Yeah, beautiful position, though.
Excellent position. Bottlenecks those lings, and now he's going to be able to deny this fourth base, and he'll have tanks on the high ground leading down into the third. There's a lot of infestors out, though. QXC's really got to be careful. Dropping in the main at the same time. Oh,
nice fungal.
And that
but no high ground vision.
QXC's aggression, Kev. Yeah, dropping the main, getting cleaned up as well. QXC played almost perfect, but gets a little bit too clumped up there and loses so many units. He's going to leave these tanks out on the map, which maybe a little bit questionable. He's going to move out again if he can get there in time.
There's only 48 Zerglings, though, and Sheth does not know, I think, how much there is on this high ground. He might just gonna try to take this is a pretty sick risk to run up there, because if there are a lot of Marines, he's gonna end up losing a lot of links. But if he would only knew what was up there, he would definitely go for it.
Marines are high talent into that position. They're even gonna stem and pick off some of this creep.
And one important thing is that QXC is really gonna have to start securing this new base, and I'm not sure. It's gonna take a little while, I think.
And Sheth really wants to get aggressive, but he's having a hard time leaving because he's got QXC nipping at his heels. Finally, though, Sheth does cross the map. QXC's not got that much back here. I'm a little bit concerned. QXC sees this army out of position, and this will prompt him to run down into the third base, but there's still a lot of lings left behind.
Sheth already has 2 upgrades. There's only 2-1 right now for QXC, but he's going to be more than fine. He has so many Marines over here. He doesn't even end up losing that one siege tank, and I guess right now, we had a little bit of aggression over here on the north side as well.
At the same time, yes, QXC trying to fight at the third base, just dancing in and out with these Marines. He's got such a small squad of units here. Sheth doesn't seem to realize that he could crush it if he just went for it. But how
QXC has played such a good game so far, man. Everything he's been doing made perfect sense. If Sheth would have rolled up this ramp straight away after he killed all those Marines and the only siege tanks were left, I think then he would have been fine, but Sheth couldn't have known.
Now the burrowed infestor is going to be coming in and play Cav. Oops.
No worries. And Ben, very important, the adrenaline glands is ready now as well. And I actually do think that in this situation it's going to be pretty useful, but we'll see, Ben.
Infested Terran's gonna be dropped out by these infestors, and after the tanks take their first shot, the Ling's gonna come streaming in, and Sheth is easily gonna dispatch this group of Terran units. At the same time, QXC is moving on
to kill all those medevacs, and that's exactly what he does. Picks off all those medevacs. A lot of Marines over here. QXC has to be careful though, because those Marines are quite clumped right now. QXC is still in a lead, if you ask me. He's on 63 SCVs. Against only 58 drones.
Spreads out his units nicely, making it harder for Sheth to engage here. I'm worried that the tank count's a little bit low though. Sheth's still dancing around the middle. Hasn't attempted any real counters, Kev.
110 Zerglings. Sheth's army is so big.
Yeah, he's also getting that Ultralisk Cavern, and he's got great upgrades.
All the infestors were burrowed. QXC!
That's a really scary moment. You can see the Lings on the horizon.
But I think you're right, Ben, here. This is just not enough tanks. He only has 3 siege tanks here against 110 Zerglings and also those 6 infestors.
He's also really stimming the hell out of these Marines, and there's just not much energy on these medevacs.
And he's going to drop right now. That basically means that he's going to sacrifice his army.
That's actually a really painful decision.
Yeah.
It is 3 base to 3 base, so I mean, if QXC can get a couple of good exchanges, I feel like he'll be in an okay spot. And he is ahead in supply. Sheth's kind of having a bit of a hard time maxing out, but I think the Ultras are soon to follow.
Sheth was actually going to defend with his entire army against his drop. Perhaps worried that was going to be it. Doomed up. No, now he's going to go for it over here, and I think he's going to have no problem clearing this up.
Yeah, he'll easily make his way through these tanks and Marines. But QXC does actually scan and kill quite a few infestors, but there's still just so many more. Wow,
it looked like it, but in the end, not that many infestors actually died. The Ultralisk Cavern is up over here as well, as we can see in the north side of the map.
Yep, 62 drones for Sheth against 71 SCVs. A surprisingly low eco game for Sheth, who's pretty known for being a heavy droner.
I'm so surprised that QXC is like overly aggressive right now while he's in a pretty good spot. If he waits until he's going to be at like 185 or even just maxed out supply, it's going to be so much better for him. But now he kind of takes fights that Sheth is able to deal with all the time. And now the Ultras are going to be out as well, and we do not have a single Marauder on the field, by the way, and we have 10 infestors.
Another small group of units on the right side of the map, and again, I feel like it's too small to deal with what Sheth has.
Scan right now, Ben.
It's not going to happen. Finally, the scan goes down. There's a couple of Marines in position, but again, the infestors managed to get away.
I love how QXC didn't like really focus those infested Terrans. You could really see him clicking at the infestors, and even when those infested Terrans were gone, I think he put like hold position on the tanks or whatever because they were not shooting.
Pretty nice position here for QXC. He's using the terrain to his advantage, keeping those tanks in a safe spot as he just sort of pushes up from the low ground. First Ultralisks are in production. That'll give a lot more meat to the army of Sheth, who has just mined out his main base. And he looks like he might be losing this fourth, Kev. He's not even going to try to save it.
That's a pretty big loss for Sheth, because after this is going to be pretty hard for him to get expand, certainly with these tanks over here.
Sheth's running out of money, man. His natural's also about to be mined out. He's going to be on 1 base in a couple of minutes.
But he is going to be able to get one really big fight off. And because he's been sort of low drones all game long, that means that if Sheth is going to max out, man, he's going to have 134 army supply.
QXC's playing some good StarCraft. You know, he just graduated, which makes me feel like maybe he's been putting in some extra time. I wonder if he's going to be in the complexity house that we saw the preview of.
Well, I'm pretty sure that he will be happy if that happens. He picks up the spawning pool over here in the main base of Sheth. In case you guys wonder why I just made that weird laugh, I think that's pretty much the most badass house I've ever seen in my life. Like if you would offer that to the Queen of England, she would just...
She would say, not bad.
No, she would actually say like, wow, I'm not used to this luxury. That's how...
this is nicer than Buckingham Palace.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think she's going to sound like that. Yes. I'm not sure if this is really what I need for a cup of tea.
Oh, man. QXC still being aggressive on the right side of the map as he tries to secure this expand on the left side. Sheth moving down with a lot of Zerglings, though.
And this is why we love Ohana, Ben. There's almost always so much action. Sheth is going to have to make something happen over here. He cannot give that base to QXC. QXC picked up the Ultralisk Cavern, by the way, Ben.
Those Marines got surrounded and crushed, so QXC will not be able to secure that base. And now Sheth's going to roll down into the third, and there's not that much there. A couple of siege tanks and some Marines.
Oh, siege tanks are on siege.
And really few stuff in the natural. Oh, man, another great engage. Raise those bunkers, or the depots, so the bunker can be safe. No, that's not going to happen either. Oh, great
nice
fungals there. And now QXC is actually in a ton of trouble. There's a big, huge Zerg army in his natural. And he just doesn't have enough to fight on either front.
What a brilliant decision by Sheth to counterattack. QXC was just not ready for it, while everything was going QXC's way. And this was pretty much the only way that Sheth could really make something happen with the army that he had. And, well, talking about catching your player off guard, man, if that was ever true.
Yeah, I mean, QXC was being so hyper-aggressive this entire game that he was actually a bit too overextended. He didn't have enough units to keep his own natural safe.
Look at all those drones.
QXC trying to muster a defense. This is going to be very hard to deal with the ultras. They're going to die so slowly, and the tank count just isn't high enough. QXC is going to come forward with the tanks that he has and leaving them unsieged even.
These tanks are pretty bad as well. Oh, poor tank.
Oh, but here comes a single Ultralisk, and look how fast Ultras kill tanks. Chomp, 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 4-shot. 1, 2, 3, 4.
QXC must be really hating life right now, because this was his game to lose.
Yeah, I felt like all game long that he was at risk to the counter. Well, actually, he's got a planetary over here, and these bases are mined out, and Sheth doesn't have an income. Oh,
Sheth,
never mind. He's got this base on the left with
like
a million drones.
Pretty well saturated, I think.
What if that got nuked? That's like 2 full pages of drones. It's like 50 drones there. More lings rolling out for Sheth, and this will allow him to pressure these other bases that QXC has. QXC really has a nice sim city, though. He's got depots and command centers everywhere.
And he has a ton of money if only he's able to spend it.
Yeah, and he's rebuilding all these barracks.
Oh, this planetary has to go up real soon, but he just doesn't have any additional units, man. And now he's going to get the reactors, which I really don't think is the right decision right now. Just make Marines. Well, okay, he's making Marines from 4 racks, so I guess that's okay. Planetary is ready, but is that going to be enough?
He's going to come forward. The infestors are going to fungal those SCVs, though, and that's what really hurts. One more big fungal out of Sheth, and all the SCVs will go down. The planetary is going to get a decent number of kills, but it's not going to be enough. The bunker even falling, Marines melting away, so this base is going to die.
Wow, this is beautiful.
Ultras, man, they always try to get through the little cracks, and they just don't fit.
Yeah, the story of your life.
Infested Terrans will fit, though.
I was about to say the story of your childhood, man. You know, when you're young and you always want to play football, the place you're not allowed to play football, and you want to go through the fence. And there's always one guy who gets stuck. That used to be me. That's why I went into esports, man. I always got stuck. I could never play with cool kids.
Sheth way ahead in supply now, 161 supply to the 62 of QXC. QXC's got so much money. It's always painful to lose a game when you've got this much money back.
You just don't want to leave when you have this much money, because you just feel like, if I can only... Well, this actually looks more rock solid than before. If only he had like 2 or 3 more siege tanks. He had so many medevacs, he could have evacuated a couple of those siege tanks from before. He has a couple of marauders over here as well. This would be one of the sickest comebacks ever, Ben.
Sheth really want to push the issue. He's dropping the infested Terrans all over the tanks, though. Planetary is doing a pretty good job of holding the line.
And with those 2 siege tanks here in the back, I actually think QXC will be able to keep this base alive, man. Look at all these barracks. It's like Star Wars all over again.
Seriously, it's Fort Knox, man. If ever
Fort
there
Knox in space.
Fort Knox. Yeah. But, I mean, Sheth, he's so ahead, but he doesn't have that much money.
And look at this.
Yeah, there's a little bit of there was a little bit of a drop on the top right, but Sheth dealt with it with infestors and Zerglings.
Well, I mean, like right now, Sheth is up 80 supply. Okay, that's cool. Like 30 of those are workers, so that means even less. And if QXC spends his money, and he actually has quite a bit of gas as well, QXC is going to be able to fight his way back into this game, a game that really went into his favor. Then turned out disastrous, but he's stabilizing, and I think he can do it.
Yeah, Sheth is still mining, and again, he's got that very valuable hive tech. I mean, Sheth could just switch into Broodlords, and he's building a spire to do just that.
QXC has a ridiculous amount of orbitals as well, by the way. Or not ridiculous, but, well, he has 1 orbital over here. Here's the one over here.
3, 2.
Yeah, I thought actually he had 3, but he moved the one from here.
He could build a third.
Oh, nice fungos over here by Sheth once more. Sheth's just all over the place right now.
I mean, QXC's played a great game. I feel like if we were to criticize him for anything, I think he's been a little too aggressive. Like, he made some great calls, but a couple of times he was out on the map with just not quite enough units.
And if he's going to move out right now, then he's just going to do it all over again, Ben. QXC, all you need to do is just stabilize a little bit and get a bigger army out.
He has burned off most of that money, and he's starting to produce a lot of units. And he's mining at a couple of different places.
Look at all those infestors. Imagine if you would misrally those. That would hurt.
It would more than hurt. It would. No, QXC probably going to deny this hatch, and he does actually deny this hatch.
Purple infestors are probably the most beautiful infestors there are.
Don't get the medevac sluggled! Ouch! There's a...
Well, the only real medevac with a lot of units in it does manage to survive. He's going to lose a few infestors as well. But QXC is losing a lot of units, but he picked off quite a few units now too.
Oh, and a couple infestors might even go down. Good fungals by Sheth. He's just going to fungal this army to death. And QXC loses, again, a lot of supply.
Look at these two hero marauders.
In the bottom, and in the midst of all this, that 6 o'clock base was picked off by a handful of lings. QXC didn't see it, and neither did we, because that was an orbital. Could have lifted.
He should have one more over there. Okay, it's over here.
Yeah, tough stuff. QXC trying to sit back behind his little wall, but he's kind of run out of money.
Trying to really figure out what's going on in this game right now. Where are the infestors?
QXC needs the micro, but the infestors are coming. Backs up to his tank line. Yeah. Oh. Man, QXC is so bold. He always runs forward. And
trying to snipe a couple of infestors with his little hit squad from the top, but it doesn't really work. QXC is so extremely aggressive. Just when he's starting to stabilize, he just wants to fight again.
Supplies are still pretty close. Army supplies show that there's only 30 difference. It's 130 to 76 overall supply. This command center is still floating on the left side of the map. QXC should really consider landing it and turning it into something. Once more, he will deny this attempt at a, we'll call it the natural fourth expand. But
it doesn't even make any sense.
Yeah, it does. Makes perfect sense.
Hey, there's no missile turret over here, by the way, Ben.
Are you trying to find the turret guy? He's my favorite guy.
I'm not trying to find the third guy. I'm trying
unit.
to see if these infested Terrans are able to do something really badass. QXC is not doing anything with this command center for a very long time. Then again, it's kind of hard because the only place he can really land it would be here, which is so far away from here already. But he's going to try to stabilize over here on the high ground, but here is Sheth with a real Zerg army this time. Yeah,
Broodlords, Infestors, Ultras, Lings. This is not something that QXC is easily going to be able to deal with. Another expand going to be denied. QXC really should lift, but even if he does, there's Corruptors there. And QXC knows that and he's got to tap out. GG comes.
Well, really cool game once more on Ohana, but kind of a shame for QXC because I really felt this game was heading into his way. He was looking sharp, everything was going his way, he was being aggressive on the right moments, but then he was just completely unprepared for that counterattack. Even though he had quite a few units, they were just A, way too spread out, and B, just not covered, not sieged, or however.
Some really cool moves by QXC that game. The bunker, which we teased at first.
No, the bunker was brilliant.
It just delayed the creep spread so long. Man, I'd love to see QXC come back and maybe get an interview with him just so I can ask him about it. But anyway, that game was brought to you guys by Kingston. No, it wasn't. It was brought to you guys by GameMinder, the smartphone app.
Your favorite app?
My favorite app.
Yes.
It is a really cool app. You should go check it out at handelabber.com. Search GameMinder.
When I buy my first smartphone in 2 weeks, Ben, it will be the first app I download.
Makes me happy, Kev. Quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with Game 2, QXC versus Sheth.